Hello, my friends. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for being here. Today we're going to work on color theory and a color chart. I have provided a download for you. It is a PDF and it has the color chart there and a color wheel there and a grayscale scheme there. And today I'm using my Fabriano hot press watercolor paper that I cut into a letter size to fit into my Canon Pixma printer to print out that grid so we can work on it. This is a color chart I did before, and right here I did a swatch of all of the colors in my Schminky color palette. I thank you for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Please like and subscribe. So we're going to start out by adding all of our pure pigment colors on a diagonal in this grid. So I have 8 by 8. So you're going to go right down the middle with each color being the pure color into the diagonal going from the top left to the bottom right. I made a little color wheel on the bottom so you could put your primary colors in and your secondary complementary colors. And so here I put in my yellow on top, my red on the third one down, and the blue on the fifth one. And I'll show you how to work with this later. So for this chart, I only have 8 colors. And the reason I'm only using 8 colors is I think these are the colors that I might choose if I were to go paint plein air or just take my little paint box with me. If I only had a few colors to choose, this is what I would choose. My 3 primary colors, yellow, red, and blue. My blue is a ultramarine blue, and I think it's a very beautiful blue that you can use pretty much for so many purposes. And then I grabbed, for an extra color, a hooker's green. And I think it's a beautiful green to use. It's not too blue, it's not too yellow. It's sort of a leafy green, and I love that color. And I use it a lot. And the other color I chose was Venetian red because I wanted a brown. And I chose a Prussian blue because it's more of a greener blue. And then I use the Indigo, which is very much like a Payne's Gray. So if you don't have Indigo, use Payne's Gray, which are 2 of my favorite colors. And then I chose a purple, which in this palette is a mauve. You can use a quindopteran purple. Any color you want to use that you think you're going to use. You're going to go paint flowers, and maybe you want a pink in there. So you choose, but to me, this is a great landscape. So here I am mixing my yellow and red together to make an orange. So when you mix your complementary colors, you want it to be half and half. So to make an orange, I'm going to use half yellow and half red. To make a green, I'm going to use half yellow and half blue. To make the purple, I'm going to use half blue and half red. For the color chart, we're going to do a little bit differently. The color above, so here I am with the red, I mixed 75% red and 25% yellow, and that's going to go up. And then to the right, I'm going to mix 75% yellow and 25% red. So under that first yellow box is predominantly yellow, and to the right of the yellow box is predominantly red because red sits below it. So we're going to do this all the way down the chart. And I get confused a lot and I make mistakes a lot. So if you feel like you put the wrong color in there, just try to dab it off and put it back, because I did this multiple times. But I didn't want to show too many of my mistakes because I want you to see it the right way, basically. So here I'm using ultramarine blue and a little bit of yellow, and I did it backwards. So I put the more yellow one on the top. Nope. So I have to fix that. I have to put the more yellow one on the bottom because it's under the yellow. Hope you get what I mean. It takes a little time and practice, but here that makes more sense right there what I just did. So the predominant blue goes to the top and the predominant yellow goes under the yellow. There we go. We're going to do this all the way throughout the whole entire chart till you have the whole thing filled up. So as you can see, I labeled to the left all of my colors, and to the top is just a number. So you don't need to label it twice because you know that 8 is going to be indigo, whatever you labeled it and whatever you colored it. And we're going to use these numbers later on to make our mixes, and it just makes it easier to find that way. And I like to do things, you know, as fast and simple as possible. So here I am making more mistakes, and don't do what I did. Just remember that the predominant color green, like I'm on green right now, so I have 75% green and 25% cadmium red. And to the left it would be 75% red and 25% of the green. And just keep doing this all the way down your chart. And I want to say something else. The colors that we're creating with these colors we're mixing, I am always in awe of what comes up and what color I think that I could use down the line somewhere else. So when I made that beautiful light green, which is the ultramarine blue and the yellow together, it reminded me of my irises that I have in my garden. And what color green can I use? And this chart is going to be so helpful for when you're painting something out in nature. And I always use nature as a guide. So if you think that two colors can't go together, I always look at nature and think, you know what? They do go together. Purple and green look amazing together. Look at these flowers. My irises are purple with this beautiful green. And let's see what color green that is. And just check your charts and say, you know what? I can mix this color with this color to get this color. I love to garden. I have an organic food garden, and I also love flowers. And the chicken here is Miracle, and she was here when we purchased our home, and I took care of her. And she lived to be about 8 years old, and I think she's a Plymouth Rock breed, and she was such a good girl. So pretty picture of her and the flowers, but I do love to paint flowers, and I love to use nature as my guide. And here I just showed you how you could find the colors on your photograph to the color chart. I'm just going to keep going here with my chart. You can, hopefully you're doing your chart along with me with the colors you've chose. And then towards the end, I'm going to talk about the complements and how to mix a new color from your colors. To mix your complementary colors, remember, we're going to mix equal parts red and blue. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to do half red and half blue. And then I'm going to do half yellow and half blue to make my green, which I crazily put the purple in the wrong spot. So I dabbed it off and put it back where it's supposed to be. And then to make a neutral color, we're going to mix the same, like we just mixed that green. So let's take that green and mix it with red. So it's going to be that kind of equal parts again. So you're going to mix your green the way you mixed it, and then you're going to do equal parts red on top of it. So that's going to make my neutral. And that is considered like a gray, usually in color mixing. The neutral is when the two complements, like they knock each other out. So you have an absolutely different color. And it's usually like a neutral color. It neutralizes the color. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to mix the orange exactly the way we did it, half red and half yellow, make our orange, and add that ultramarine blue to it. And there you go. We have that neutral color. And I like to play with it because I just do that. So, and then same thing with the purple. We're going to do the what I have here is the yellow and the red and the blue mixed together to make that purple. And we're just going to make that neutral color there. You could do this all the way around the chart. A yellow ochre color. I have it in my Schminky, but if I didn't have it with me, I need this kind of yellow ochre color. So I'm looking on my chart and I'm thinking, well, this, number 6 and 7 over here look pretty close, but not quite. So what I did was I took number 7 and then I took number 1, which is the yellow, and I mixed that color. And I think that is pretty close to my yellow ochre color. So I just mixed it. I'm putting it in the triangle over here. So I put my yellow ochre on the top here, and then I took those two colors and I'm thinking, well, it's not quite red enough, and I could see that I have dirty yellow. So I'm going to add a little bit of red to it. So that's what I did. I took that mixture and I added a teeny bit of red to it, which made it slightly more yellow. I'm sorry, a slightly more warmer, which is what I wanted, a warmer yellow ochre, and it's closer. So, I mean, look, I maybe added a little bit too much red, so I can go back and add a teeny bit more yellow. So just use your eyes, and you can do this. So now I'm going to try to make a sepia color. So I have sepia in my palette already, but if I don't have it, I think what looks closest to sepia on my color chart. In this case, I thought it was indigo with a little Venetian red, possibly. So if you look at the chart, you look at number 6, which is Venetian red, and you look at indigo, and that color it's a brown, but it's not a sepia brown. So what do I have to add to that to make it more sepia? I'm going to go to that color, Venetian red, and also my indigo. And then I'm going to mix that together, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Prussian blue because I need it to be a little bit more cool. So we're going to add a cool to it. So here's the mix, just the indigo and the Venetian red, and then on the top here, I add a teeny bit of the the Prussian blue. Very, very little. And look, it's pretty close to the sepia color. It's pretty awesome. So guys, happy mixing. Thank you for watching my video. Please like and comment, and because I love to see, you know, what you say and what you would like me to do in other videos. I appreciate you being here. I'd love to grow my channel and just do this. That would be awesome. And please don't forget to download these charts. I have a grayscale chart there that you can use, and also a color wheel that you can actually put in your Cry-Cut machine and cut it out if you needed to and laminate it. And if you cut out those triangles separately, you could put something in the middle and spin that around. And then you have the light gray printable here. You could put through your copy machine, and also a darker one to trace in your window or a light box. Okay, thank you again. I so appreciate you being here. Have a wonderful day.